That I love best about working with Ray Perez is the fact that he knows what he's doing. And he's been there. I think another thing that I can add on to that is he's tested all of this, right? It's not just a theory for him, it's in practice.
You know, I think the coolest thing about working with Ray is we kind of instantly bonded. We're very similar in entrepreneurship, similar mindsets. I saw his presence, I saw his personal branding, and then he did a speech on branding. So as soon as I saw that, when he asked the audience if anybody wanted to be involved in what he's doing, it just really eliminated any concerns, and I was more excited than anything.
He really has a desire and heart to give and create win-win-win scenarios, and he really does that, see within his team and with his clients, and just how he approaches his life and his businesses.
I really feel like I came away with a lot of tools and a lot of skills and just a lot of knowledge that I didn't have before, and that was just really just everything that I learned from Ray was just pretty impressive.
He is really a brand builder. He helps many entrepreneurs build their brand. Ray's done a great job helping other people, and this is why he's become a fantastic, successful mentor also to many entrepreneurs out in the market. Ray, 2 thumbs up, buddy. Keep up the good work.
I love Ray Perez. He does what he says he'll do. He's a giver.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand to your feet and welcome to the stage, Ray Perez.
How are you guys doing today? Come on, you can do better than that. How are you guys feeling today? Much better. I'm so excited and honored to be here with you guys. I want to first thank Potential Church for being one of the host locations for the Global Leadership Summit. I want to thank our pastor Troy and Steph and the whole entire team here at Potential Church. Let's give them a round of applause first. So is it okay if we have some fun? Is it okay if we have some fun? All right, perfect. So can we all stand up for a second? Stand up. All right. And what I'd like is this side of the room to come right over here into the middle, and this side of the room to come right in here in the middle. We're going to do a little exercise. Everybody together, come on. Quickly now, we have a few minutes. All right? Now, what I want you to do, if we can get the slide, Brandon, up. I want you to high five 5 people you did not come here today. Ready, set, go. Come on. Let's go. High five 5 people you did not come here today with. Come on. Quickly. Come on. 3, 4, 5. Got them? All right. Grab your seats. All right. Thank you. So wait, everybody stay in the middle. Stay in the middle. Stay in the middle. Come on. This is important. I want to have to be running side to side, right? Next slide, please. So just a little bit about who I am, just so you know who you're listening to. I've been featured on pretty much every media, Forbes, Entrepreneur, USA Today, Los Angeles Tribune, you name it. Next slide. I've authored, if you search on Google, Ray Perez or Global Branding Expert, I'm the #1 person that pops up. So people say, why are you the #1 global branding expert? I'm like, well, because Google says I am, that's why. So it's not me, okay? Next slide. I've authored a few books, and I have a few copies if anybody wants of Cracking the Celebrity Code. If you're an entrepreneur or business owner, raise your hand. If you're a business professional or maybe in transition, raise your hand. Okay, so I have a couple books of Cracking the Celebrity Code in the back. I'd be happy to sign those and give those to you guys. Next slide. So I've worked with a couple amazing people. Does anyone know who Les Brown is? Yes? If you don't know who Les Brown is, look him up. He's probably the #1 motivational speaker on the planet. Tony Robbins is the #1 transformational speaker. And Mr. Les Brown is definitely #1 motivational speaker. And he's a great friend of mine and client. Next slide. Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank. Anybody seen Shark Tank? Anybody like that show? You guys remember Kevin Harrington? He's also a good friend and client of mine. Been working together for many, many years. Next slide. I also have a nonprofit organization called Influence with Love. This is where we work with underprivileged youth, teaching them entrepreneurship skills, and we mentor them. So if that's something that kind of calls to your heart, I'd love to connect with you and share more about our nonprofit. Next slide. So who do I work with? I work with speakers, coaches, authors, consultants, entrepreneurs, business professionals, and business owners. Next slide. What I do is I do personal branding and marketing and awesome videos that you just saw. But that's not what I'm going to talk about today. Today, I want to talk about how failure leads to success. This is a leadership conference, right? So it's important that I feel that you understand how and what we need to go through to really become successful. And first off, we need to define what success really means, right? Obviously, there's monetary success, there's the difference you make in your community, your family, your loved ones, your teams, your coworkers. But it's really success is something that's more inwards. I believe that most people see success as something over there. And we're always chasing success. And once I make this much, then I'll feel successful. Once I accomplish this goal, then I'll be successful. Once I get that new house or that car or that job or that promotion, then I will be successful. I believe most people feel and operate as if success is in the future. Which means if success is always in the future, how can you ever feel successful? Right? But I want to change your mindset for a moment, and I want to challenge you to consider that success is all about how you feel in the moment. And how we do that is through cooperative collaboration of action with others. I learned this from a very, very successful Navy SEAL. He's also one of my clients. And he talks about how human beings, we need to work together to make things happen, and then there's an accomplishment, right? Whether that be at your work, whether it be with the kids, with your husband, your spouse, whether it be here at church, there is action that needs to be coordinated with others to have accomplishments, right? And when those actions work out perfectly, how do we feel? Good, successful, like it worked out. I called my mom, I told her to meet me outside at 2:22. There was enough traffic, I got the green light, I showed up, I pulled out of the car, she handed me the book that I needed to take to my job, and I got there right at time, and I made successful coordination of action with others. I feel successful. Now consider when we got to coordinate all this action, but there's actually a red light instead of the green light, and mom got stuck in the elevator because one of them wasn't working, and then she didn't get down on time, so you were actually late, and you didn't make it to on time, and then it passed your moment that you were going to be presenting on stage. How do you feel? Disappointed, unsuccessful, right? So I challenge you to consider that success isn't about how much money you make, the promotion you have, the car you drive, the fancy clothes you have. Success is how effectively you coordinate action with others. Which means every day, hour by hour, you can be and feel successful. Is this making sense? Now, why is this important? Because as leaders, we need to be able to coordinate action with a lot more people. Because people follow the leader, right? So as a leader, we need to be clear on what it is that we're doing. And I believe that next slide, through our breakdowns, we achieve breakthroughs. Does anybody agree with this? Anybody experience this? Okay, so only 50% of the room raise their hand. So for the rest of you, right? Think of a moment in your life when things weren't working well. Now you can call it a failure, you can call it a breakdown, but like you're depressed, whether it's COVID season, someone's sick, kids are, something's happening and it's not working out and you feel very low. Does anybody have that thought in their mind? Just let me know. Everybody have, okay. So what I truly believe is that when we have these breakdown moments or failures in our life, these are opportunities that God gives us. These are opportunities that God gives us that will lead to a breakthrough. I truly believe this. And it all has to do with your mindset. It all has to do with what you think, what you believe, aka your faith, right? What do I mean by that? When you're experiencing one of the lowest moments in your life, whatever that is for you, that is the opportunity that God is giving you to prepare you for what he has in store in the future. It's kind of like he's training you, right? Has ever worked out in a gym before? Or know anyone that's worked out in a gym before? Okay, so, next slide. There we go. So what does a bodybuilder have to do in the gym? He's got to work out, he's got to do these repetitions, right? Until what? Until pain, or until what? Failure. For those weightlifters in the room, you work out till failure. You have a goal you try to hit, but until you actually hit failure, you can't go up to the next weight, right? And when you hit failure, how does it feel when you're working out? It's painful, it hurts, right? What's the old saying? No pain, no gain, right? So consider when any failure or breakdown happens in your life, the lowest of the lows, consider this an opportunity that God has given you to get stronger, to train that muscle, the most important muscle, because he has something greater in store for you. Is this making sense? Now, when we feel that things are not working and everything's going wrong, but we think to ourselves, God, thank you for this opportunity to be trained, to get stronger for what you have in store for me. The moment you think that, you can start to begin to be grateful. Because even though you're experiencing pain, failure, a breakdown, you understand that it's actually an opportunity that's going to lead you to some level of success or a breakthrough. Therefore, what I invite you to consider is saying thank you. Thank you for this breakdown, this failure, this opportunity to prepare me, to allow me to grow my muscles for what's in store. And even though you're going through low moments in your life, the way that you will feel when you are grateful will be great. Does this make sense? Okay. Why is this important? Because we're all going to have failures. We're all going to have breakdowns. And we're going to have people in our lives, in our businesses, in our families, in our church that are also going to experience failures and breakdowns. And if we don't take the time to explain to them what we understand and believe, aka what faith is, right? Because you're not going to see how this failure is going to benefit you. You're not even going to understand, and it doesn't matter. You just have to know that this is how God works. He closes a door, he opens another. Sometimes he opens a window, but it's your responsibility to look for that window, to be aware of, okay, this moment is happening, what's in store for me? Because if you don't, and you spend time focusing on the moment, where do you stay? In that breakdown, in that failure. And how do you feel? Terrible. Just because you're going through low moments in your life, you're going through breakdowns and failures in your life, doesn't mean you need to feel terrible. You can still feel great and celebrate in the lowest moments of your life. Now, something that's been very valuable to me when I've experienced failure is it doesn't matter how cool that video is, how nice my car is outside. I've experienced a lot of failure just like you. To be honest with you, I may have experienced even more failure, which is also one of the reasons why I believe I'm very successful. Because what happens after every time you fail? One level up. Has it ever experienced that? You got stronger in a relationship, you got smarter in a situation, you figured out what to do, now that character, that personality, that strong suit you have because of the challenges you went through when you were a kid or through with your family, and now it made you who you are. I want you to be grateful. I want you to be grateful for all those failures. I want you to be grateful for all those breakdowns because it's made you who you are. And this is what I tell myself whenever I have a moment of failure or breakdown, things are looking really bad. I ask myself 3 questions. You ready for these? Number 1, do I have a roof over my head? Number 2, do I have clothes on my back? And number 3, do I have food to eat? Doesn't matter if that roof is your home or not. It could be somebody else's, it could be a car. As long as the rain is not hitting your head, you got a roof over your head. Doesn't matter if that food is in your fridge or not. As long as you can eat and you're not starving, you're good. And it doesn't matter if it's your clothes or if it's a hand-me-downer from the Salvation Army, if you got clothes, you're good. Would you agree if you have those 3 essential things, as human beings, we are actually okay? Would you agree with that? Raise your hand and see. Yes? So then I tell myself, what are you complaining about? Look at all the blessings you have in your life. And I start thinking about everything I have above those 3 things. Besides the clothes on your back, the food in the fridge, and the roof over your head, think of everything else you have. Does anyone have one of these? Yes? Thank you, God. Right? Does anyone have one of these? Thank you, God. And just keep thinking. Keep thinking. I have a car. I have my mom. I have my dad. I have my grandparents. I have my nieces. I have my nephews. I have my coworkers. I have my neighbors. I have my pastors. I have my friends. And start thinking of everything that you have past those 3 essential things that we need as human beings. And say thank you. Be grateful. Be in an attitude of gratitude for all the blessings that God has given you. Because it does not matter how low that breakdown is or what is going in your life, you are still blessed. We just forget because we start focusing on the failure instead of focusing on the blessings in our life that God has given us. Something recently happened on my birthday, July 6th, recently, not too long ago. I experienced a miracle, like a true miracle. And I'm actually going to share it with you, if you'd like me to share it with you. Because I recorded it. Because I said, it's not that no one's going to believe me, but I don't believe it will make the same impact if I just share the story as if I let them see what happened. Because seeing is what? Believing. And most of the time, God's giving us miracles every day, but we just don't see it. And a lot of us know, I see Pastor Tyler nodding his head, we know that they're miracles, I see Pastor Danny, but we don't see them. We know because we have our spirit connection above, right? So we know when I say, Lord, please make that light green, he makes it green, I say, thank you, Lord. When I need that traffic to part, like the Red Sea, he does it, I say, thank you, Lord. And it goes on and on and on. But the reality is, it's very rare that we actually see a miracle happen. So in a moment, I'm going to share a little video of something that happened to me on my 41st birthday. And I prayed to God, and I asked him to show me a miracle. And I promised him if he showed me this miracle, that I'd share it with the world. And you get to be the first audience that gets to see it. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. All right, next slide. All right. So before I share this with you, is anyone here part of a Connect group here at Potential Church? See, show of hands. All right. Would anyone like to be part of a Connect group that is not? Show of hands. Okay. I've started a Connect group called Faith-Based Entrepreneurs here in Cooper City campus, and it's online, so you can attend from wherever you're at. If you know someone, or if you would like to be a part of it, next slide, I want you to pull out your cell phones. Pull out your cell phones really quick. And scan the QR code on the screen, or just go to rayperez360.com. And it should take you to my 360 site. Let's see who's got the fastest internet in the room. Hold it up if it loads. Let's see. Number 1, number 2, all right. Number 3, 4, okay, so there's a little pop-up, you can X that out. And then on the top right, it says contact. Click the contact button, and tell me what it says at the top. Send text. All right, click send text. Text me your full name and your best email. If you don't have your phone, she'll send it to you. Text me your full name and your best email, and I'll send you all the information for our group so that you can forward it to wherever you like. It's not just for entrepreneurs, it's just I am an entrepreneur and when I lead, but it's for everyone. And it's an awesome group, and I want to invite you guys to be a part of that. Next slide. One other really cool thing that I'm just launching, and I wanted to announce it, I thought it was so appropriate for my talk and for where we're at here at the Global Leadership Summit, is I'm launching a new book. Now, this is a co-author book, meaning it's not just my book. And it's called The Drive to Success. True life stories of high-performance entrepreneurs who failed their way to success. So I'm looking for business professionals, leaders who have had these rock-bottom moments, and it's led to their next level of success. And I want to share their story because I believe we can talk about how great we've done. But if we don't talk about what we went through to how we got there, then everybody just thinks, oh man, it's too tough. I think we need to share more about how tough it was and how that failure led to the success that we have. So this is why I'm doing a co-author book. So if you know someone that might have an amazing story, is a great leader, I'd love for you to share that. Next slide. Same thing, just scan the QR code, text co-author or book, or I have somebody so I know, and I'll send you that link so that you can forward it as well. Okay? And with that, I think we're perfect timing. I think we're going to go into the video next. And this is all like, I wasn't prepared for this, it just happened, and I want you to share it with you. Here we go.
Run out of gas on the turnpike. Nearest gas station is 10 miles away. I am on 0. And because my BMW i8 is a hybrid, I also have electricity. I've officially run out of my electricity as well. I'm on 0. Somehow I literally prayed to God. I said, God, if you can let me start this car and drive at 30, 40 miles an hour on the side of the road and get me to that gas station 10 miles away on 0, like I will share this story with the world. You may or may not know I'm a very faith-based person. I have it in my business, in my life, and everything I do. So my communication and my connection with the Lord is strong. And situations like this, I'm always, praying and asking the Lord and having a real conversation, not just like every once in a while, but always conversation. And I would say He always delivers. But in this type of situation, there's no way that this car right now, with no gas, with no electricity, should be running right now. I'm literally going 67 miles. I'm actually going to get off the side of the road, and I'm going to drive on the actual freeway right now. I'm going 67, it's a 70, so I'm literally going pretty much the speed limit, which is pretty slow for me, especially the way I was driving, which is why I ran into the gas in the first place. But long story short, I'm driving right now at 70 miles an hour. I'll show it to you. And look at my dashboard. Look at my dashboard. I'm driving 71 miles an hour. There is 0 miles in the gas, 0 miles on the electric. There is no way that this car, forget about running, there's no way this car should be even able to be turned on at this moment like this. There is no question whatsoever that this is an active car. There's no possibility other than that. Literally driving on a prayer. No joke. Literally said, God, please, if you can get me to that gas station. And by the way, it's my birthday today, and I stalled out with no gas and no electricity, right? With both of them. So I'm shooting this video because the car started, and I was already amazed with the car starting. And now the car's driving, and it's driving even faster than it was when I stalled out in the first place. I said, God, please, I am faithful to you always. Show me that you are real and you exist, that you answer prayers. Show me something that I can prove as a miracle that is not possible if it wasn't for you. And I'm literally, I think right now, 5 miles away. I don't know if I'm gonna make it all the way. The fact that this is already driving, I'm already impressed. But if I make it all the way, there is no doubt, there is no question whatsoever that this is a miracle. Maybe you're looking for a miracle in your life. Maybe there's some things going on, that there's a lot of stuff that's happening in this world right now. And I'm telling you right now, if you pray to God and you are faithful in your actions, in the way that you operate with others and the world, I give faithfully every single week to my church. I tithe my 10% and what above. People think about asking me sometimes like, why do you give so much? I'm like, because that's what you're supposed to do. And I have faith that when moments like this in my life happen and I'm stuck, that I know because of my faithfulness, because of who God is, I can ask Him and I will receive. And I can tell you right now, I am. It's literally God is pushing my car, holding my car, guiding my car to the nearest gas station, which was 10 miles away when I took off on this video. I believe I'm like 3 miles away at this point. So if this happens, it's a miracle, and it is proven to me, and I am clear, and I will share it with everyone in the world. That's what's happening right this second. That's what I asked. And straight up being delivered, and miracle in the making. You're experiencing it. Okay, here we go. Look at this. I'm telling you right now, 10 miles away, zero gas, zero electricity, literally driving on a prayer because it's my birthday. So God, don't let me get stuck in the side of the road. Please allow me to get to this gas station. Show me a miracle on my birthday. And sure enough, here, look, you are witness to the entire thing. I made it. I freaking made it. Look at this. Zero. Like this blue dashes. I'm going to even sensor. And I'm here at the gas station. Amen. Miracles do happen. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Oh my God. Amazing. What do you think? Yeah, let's give God a round of applause, right? I mean, has anyone ever ran into gas? Has anyone ever been able to start the car after running the gas and drive 10 miles at 80 miles an hour? Like, just logically think about it. You saw it happen. And I'm so grateful because now I get to share this. Because one thing is just sharing my faith, another sharing an actual experience that I documented like that. And the reason I thought it was so important to kind of share this with all of you, and it's the first time I share this with anyone, is because whatever it is in your life that you're going through, it doesn't matter how bad you feel or believe it is, there's always a breakthrough waiting on the other side of that breakdown. And I want you to remember this. When you're at that low moment, I want you to remember that which you just watched and just pray for a miracle. And I don't know what that miracle is for you. For me, it was just to get 10 miles to that gas station so I didn't have to sit on the side of the road on my birthday at the turnpike. But whatever that is for you, God is faithful. If you pray, if you tithe, if you give, if you volunteer, if you're a part of the community, if you're doing what you need to be doing, I promise you, those breakthroughs are waiting for you on the other side. I'm so grateful that I get to be part of this amazing community called Potential Church. I feel so blessed that I get to have amazing pastors and
community that I can not just call my church, but my friends, people that we can grow together with. And I want you to lean into that. I want you to utilize the resources you have, because sometimes we feel alone. Does anybody ever feel alone? Right? Let me tell you, you're not alone. We're all going through the same things, maybe just different versions of it. And we're here to support each other, make a difference in others' lives, and then share the story so we can make a ripple effect and impact. So with that, I just want to thank you. I want to thank Potential Church. I want to thank our pastors and everyone that made this event possible. And I just want to say, God bless everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ray, for sharing those insights and encouragement and that video with us. That's incredible. I've never seen that before. But guys, we are going to take a little break, all right? And we are going to be back in here at 2:55. Well, we're going to kick it back to the main stage at 2:55. But so plan to be back in here around 2:50-ish, all right? And we're going to go into our last session, hearing from a special musical guest and Pastor Anley Stanley. All right, and so I know that this very last session is gonna, listen, it's what we've been waiting for. All right, it's been a long 2 days of absorbing content and learning and growing. And I'm believing this last session is gonna be just what we need. So enjoy your break, and we will see you.